And you have been, a victim in a number of instances, and recent being the 2020 elections as well. So when you hear such statements, how do you react to them?
Well, thank you very much. And let me also take the opportunity of saying good morning to my colleagues and also to our cherished viewers. Let me say this. When I heard the statement, as a politician, I felt bad. As a friend, I felt this is just irresponsible. And so I was expecting, just as Kobe said, that days and hours after, I would see some form of a remorseful statement. I would see some form of regret. I would see some form of apology from the party. Unfortunately, when I saw the party statement, it reinformed and re-engineered my thinking and to know exactly where this is coming from. But let me take the opportunity first to congratulate my younger brother. Mm-hmm. He also, based upon that, made some allusions. And very good. When his attention was drawn to it, he came back and apologized.
You mean Dennis Miracle?
Yeah, yes. And,
right.
And that is what I expect. All of us, as young, enthusiastic people, when we are taken over by the, like Chino Achebe said, when the spirit of the drums take you, sometimes you speak in a manner and a way that may not sound well.
Nii Lante says that's the
Beshi.
Beshi.
Yeah, Beshi. It's like a spirit.
A spirit.
Yeah. So, I thought that the gentleman and the level he's gotten to as a minister of state would have thought about it himself and done some work on trying to re-engage society, which has been drawn far away from him because of the statement. But you see, I'm not surprised about the party's response, because this is a party that has endorsed such reprehensible and repugnant statements in the past. Just within this Fourth Republic, I wouldn't want to go into history because I have come from the stock of the CPP to NDC. And so I wouldn't want to go into history. If I want to go into history, it would not be good for us. I would draw people through memory lane. But just within this Fourth Republic, what didn't we hear Anthony Kabo say? The party did not condemn him. We heard Samia Uku. The party did not condemn him. We heard Osafo Maafo. The party did not condemn. We heard the president himself, Nana Akufo-Addo, and the party did not condemn. So the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart proceeded out of the mouth. I think that is the mindset of the party. I reflected on what President Kufuor said some time ago when he said that "Semo to aba eyi flankatunia, mamu yi obia, odi beja any Beba party no more." I remember very well. So I've seen the transition from the gentle giant and his philosophy of politics to this particular, let me say, dispensation where impunity and also pride and arrogance have taken over the administration, not only of the party, but as a government. When you are in government, one of the key issues that you are measured is your ability to accept mistakes and to urge people to continue the journey with you as you make mistakes. But when you have taken a posture of always defending yourself, when even things seem very difficult, you want to put up a defense. You've always put up a defense mechanism. You always have people ready to defend, even when the odds are stacked against you. It becomes very difficult for people to comprehend what sort of governance system we have in. Because the governance system, political governance is just like corporate governance, where you always have to have an interface with your customers, with your clients and the rest, and how you accept feedback and how you communicate the responses and the rest to them to address their issues, their worries about the product, about the brand is very important. But now you see, I am more worried about the personality behind it.
The personality?
Yes, because people talk about something, people say, don't look at the message, look at the messenger.
So you say that the impact of this statement would have been different if it was made by somebody else other than Bryan Acheampong?
To me, from my background in security and intelligence, I am more worried. Because this is somebody who has had some little bit of training as far as the military is concerned. He was in the U.S. Army, briefly. He has had some military training. This is somebody who has had the privilege of serving as the Minister of State at the Office of National Security. So, to have made this statement is worrying because he has intelligence, knowledge, and one of the key issues in criminal proceedings is the issue of mensura and also capacity. And so I think that with him, especially looking at the sort of environment we are in this country at this time, where all our neighbors in West Africa are having some form of insurgency and instability. 60% of Burkina Faso is gone. It is important that whatever proceeds out of the mouth of people who are involved in security and intelligence is the one that will enhance our peace and stability. Is the one that will make us conscious of the fact that we may be an oasis of peace, but not absolutely immune to the threats, the security threats around us. So statements like this, which potent to divide the country further, which potent to incite people, are very dangerous to our national unity and cohesion. And that's what makes me even more worried. But you see, Bryan Acheampong had just said and repeated what President Nana Addo said some few months ago, last year, and what Lord Comey, the Director of Operations at the Presidency, also said last year.
What's that?
You can go back to, if you have the recording of Lord Comey, exactly what the words he used. So I think that it is for all of us as Ghanaians, especially to my party people, to understand that we are dealing with people who are not ready to continue to respect the democratic path we have taken. They are so determined to make sure that we will not have free, fair, and transparent election. And as such, we have to use every legitimate means, including educating Ghanaians so much to understand that the future of this country is dependent on the outcome of the 2024 elections. How peaceful and how transparent the elections will be will continue to enhance our democracy, stabilize the country, and present a very congenial atmosphere for development, businesses, individuals, and as a country. And as such, they, Ghanaians, must take the responsibility to protect their vote. They, Ghanaians, must take the responsibility to protect our democracy. And that no one individual is bigger than this country. No one individual can take this country and our democracy to ransom. No one individual can arrogate to himself the power and authority to decide who rules the country after the 2024 elections. The people of this country have that right. We must make sure that we up our game as far as jeep vigilance is concerned, as far as making sure that we make our people take responsibility and be vigilant on polling day and make sure that the expression, the full expression of the Ghanaian is what comes out on the 7th of December. To wrap up on that, what I would say is that
Let me ask you before you go to the next point. When this statement was made and the NDC petitioned the CID, we saw the NPP also responding with another petition to the CID about a statement that the former president made in Adaklu. I recall that run up to the 2020 elections. Yeah. Because you made that statement earlier, going back into recent history and saying that the NPP has failed to, as it were, criticize its members over time, which has emboldened others to make such despicable statements. Would you also say that the NDC has also not openly criticized its party folks and leadership who've made such statements over time as well?
You see, that's what made me so sad about the whole thing. When I heard that the NPP said they are reporting the former president and the national chairman of the party to the CID for what the former president said. Maybe I should rather use this platform to ask President Mahama to pay some rights to me for using a phrase that was so akin to me in my days in broadcasting and as a sports commentator. If you go into history and you do research into football commentary, I was seized with the monopoly of the word, the phrase, do or die. Yeah, I use it countless and millions of times to describe titanic encounters between clubs. Do or die, I don't know how many times I didn't use it when Kotoko were meeting Accra House of Folk, when Kotoko were meeting El Hali, when House of Folk were playing Olympics or any other club. So it's a phrase that is used commonly to depict a clash of titans. If somebody says do and die affair, what it means is that the outcome of this could determine the future of maybe what you are involved in. You see, I don't want NPP, they should accept some responsibility. Throughout their governance, they've never accepted responsibility in anything. They should accept some responsibility and apologize to Ghanaians and stop, these comparisons. It doesn't help. It doesn't build our democracy. It doesn't build the country. With like Kobe said, there are young ones who are coming up. If the young ones know that this is a country where when you make a mistake, you commit a crime or you do anything, and you apologize and you express your remorse, people are. Is it one of the greatest things I have seen about other democracies, especially the British and the American democracies, is when people accept responsibilities, when people apologize for things that have gone wrong, and society gives them opportunity, a second chance to develop. It helps. But if you always want to say, oh, this I've said, what about what Okanse said last year, 2 years ago, and all, it doesn't help because you cannot compare oranges to apples. It's not right. And two, I think that John Mahama did not mean anything threatening our democracy, threatening elections. What he said at these particular elections, I'm urging our people to match the NPP boot for boot. What it means is that if they do 10 rallies, do 10 rallies.
That's what.
If they will go to every village, go to every village. You understand?
That's your interpretation of
what it meant. Because when I use a word, this Kotoko Accra House of Folk match is a do and die affair. I'm not asking House of Folk players to go to the field with claps, with guns, and hit at Kotoko players. Yeah. You understand? We should understand that when words are used, phrases are used, the conclusive deductions are what is important to us. Look.
Okay, while you round up, you see
all these people who are talking about the statement from Bryan Acheampong has made. You can't say they are dumb. The Christian Council, some members of the Islamic community, senior academicians in this country, people just on this platform, people like Nyawo Tamaklo. And let me also talk about Kobla Japan, who has come out vividly to condemn the statement. You can't say they are all NDC. I don't know Kobe to have an NDC card. I've heard Matik Pebu condemn it. Do you have an NDC card?
No, never gone here.
Okay,
Never
thank you.
voted for John Mama.
So the issue is
I see.
As the former Chief Justice Sophia Akufo has come out to condemn it. So are you saying all these people are speaking politically, are putting up all these criticisms because they belong to a particular party? They are concerned about this country. We are all concerned. It hurts me that a fellow young politician has made such a statement. But then I will urge him to show that attitude. And so I was taken over by the event.